So yesterday was my girlfriend's birthday, and I went to go visit her. In the morning, we spent the morning together because I work and she works in the afternoon. So the morning is my the best and only time we can really spend together during her birthday. So it was important for me to be there. So I was there, and she has a niece, like her sister's child is there. She's about 2 3 years old, almost three. She's almost three, and and she was so excited to see me because I guess she had some news for me. So she comes to me. She's like, "Uncle, I'm potty training," and I'm like, "Wow, that's awesome! What an announcement! That's great!" And then she runs around the corner. Pop, 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 pop. There she goes. I'm like, "Okay, well, that's crazy." She just announced this to me, and she ran off. Cool. And then I just carry on, talking to my girlfriend and her sister and all that. And then she comes around the corner holding her potty, dude. She's like, "Uncle, look, I peed." And I was like, "What?" Like she's showing me a bowl of her pee. And then she's like, "It smells like noodles." And I'm like, "Yeah, it does smell like noodles." I will never, eat noodles in my life again. I'm done with that. Like I'm just gonna think, pee. I've never come into such close contact with someone's pee before. That's incredible, and it did smell like noodles. That's the thing. It smells like noodles, dude. Anyways, let's start the show. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Sorry, I'm still. Woo! Okay, let's just relax the face muscles. Anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Like it helps, every little bit helps. I'm obviously trying to build this brand, this channel, this show, and subscribers is the way that you measure the building of that, as well as viewers. But viewers, you guys are there, and that's awesome. But if you haven't subscribed already, please do. There's a lot of people that actually watch and don't subscribe. So just remember to do that, please. Obviously, if you enjoy my content, but also just for some support, man. I will appreciate that. But anyways, so yeah, it's been quite a week for me. I was talking to a couple of ladies earlier this week, or not earlier this week, on Saturday. And they came to me. They said to me it was like an older lady and a younger lady, and it's people I know actually, like from way back when. And they came to me and they said, well done with the podcast. How's that going and stuff? And I was like, oh, it's so nice to hear that people know about this thing, and see how far it reaches, which is excellent. But they were like, how's it going? And I'm like, okay, you asked me how's it going, meaning you don't know. You don't watch the show, But obviously, I don't expect everyone to watch the show. You watch what you want to watch, and if this is what you want to watch, then you're awesome and you're my favorite. But anyway, so they were asking so how do you do this thing? How do you approach it? How does that work? So I just told them, I literally, it's off the dome, man. So if you're new to the show and everything sounds eccentric, that's literally describes me, man. I'm a bit of an eccentric character, and so I'm just and that's where the name of the show comes from. If you're new to the show, all over the show just means that this guy is all over the show. His topics change constantly. He can forget what he's talking about and then go off on a tangent and not find his way back. Sometimes he does find his way back. So yeah, so it's always a wild ride. So strap in and enjoy. But also it's cool. What I really like about the show also is that and what I've also heard people say, especially friends of mine, they were like, it's kind of like we're chilling together, So you're here, I'm here, and you and I are talking. We're having a conversation. It's not the conventional type of conversation that involves me talking and then you responding and then you saying something, then I respond, like, the back and forth. But it is a type of conversation in that you're listening to me and you're thinking, and I'm thinking about you. Like, I'm thinking about, are you watching from your phone? Are you looking at a computer, laptop? Like, what's going on? What's your life all about? Is what I'm saying entertaining? Is it boring? But I also don't want to overthink it, because if you overthink the content, then it doesn't flow, man. So I just want it to flow. I just want things to be natural, because that's what conversation is all about. And I love conversations, but I like proper conversations. Something I don't like is small talk, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to get political here, but small talk is lame, man. Oh, how are you doing? Oh, I'm good, and you? Oh, I'm good. Okay. What? The weather's nice. Yeah. It's a nice day outside. Okay. No. Let's talk about something, man. Share an opinion. Back up your opinion. Let me challenge your opinion, or let's agree on something stupid, or even disagree on something stupid. Like, let's argue why is 2-ply or why is 3-ply redundant compared to 2-ply, or let's discuss. Yeah, let's just be stupid, man, but also let's be clever. I don't know, let's just have a conversation, because if it's just small talk, man, it lacks everything that makes a conversation good. So I don't want to be a part of that at all, And that's why I actually, if you see me out in the world and there's a lot of people to talk to, I don't really interact much, because I'm just looking for proper conversation, man. But I guess you also have to kind of wade through the small talk in order to get to the better topics. But I also just feel like, everybody's so shy and scared, and I don't know what this person will think. Don't care about it, man. Most people aren't concerned with you. They're concerned with themselves, So just have an unfiltered conversation, man. Ask a question that makes someone think about, and then you guys discuss it. Like, I wonder, what do you think about this? Or, what does this mean to you? Like, let's have such a conversation, because that's interesting, But anyways, I'm not going to go too deep into that. What else? Oh yeah, so I'm still talking about the weekend. So that was nice. It was a church thing. So a church thing is so broad. I have to obviously explain. So we have what we call an apostle area, which is comprised of congregations in the Northwest, the Free State, and the Northern Cape. And all the young people were invited to come together in Bloemfontein, which is where I am situated. And for us to have basically I'm just going to say what it is. I'm not going to say what it's intended for. But basically for us to come together as young people and have a fun day, full of, activities, both physical and mental activities and all that. And my brother and I performed at a variety concert, which was awesome. I was just sort of backing him up. I wasn't planning on performing something myself, so I just was playing a supporting role, but it was really fun. And if you wanna see that video, you can go check out New Apostolic Church Free State or Northern Cape Free State. Just type that into, I think on Facebook they have a Facebook page. I don't think they have a Instagram. I tried to search it, it's not there. So just have a look there, and the video is there, the videos of us and pictures of that weekend. So you can go check that out. It's pretty cool. I was playing the bass guitar, my brother was playing the guitar and singing, and he was also playing there's one where he played the piano. So you can check him out as well. His name is Keenan Kutsia. I think you can follow him on Instagram as well, and on Facebook. I definitely think soon he's going to be launching a channel. So I'll definitely let you know about that. And as soon as he launches his channel, I want to also have him on the show, so that him and I can talk. Because it'll be nice for you guys to see who my brother is and the type of person that he is, because he is quite an interesting character, despite our, the multitude of differences between him and I. He is a fun character to be around. But anyways, so yeah, we had a fun weekend, man. We had a fun weekend, and then after that it was just a bit of a week for me, with work and just a normal day-to-day grind. But I think what I've also found interesting nowadays is just how how important time has become. It's so like, and more focused on like how much time we waste, you know because I use this excuse often, and I'm gonna stop using it, because an excuse is just a lie. Let's just be honest. An excuse is a lie. You are saying that this thing is the reason why you're not doing this or that or the other. And it's actually the case that maybe there's a little bit of responsibility that you can take. So I'm doing that now. I'm taking responsibility. I realize that if I can maybe just do some proper planning, and not just planning, but executing that plan, I am sure I'll be able to achieve everything I'm trying to achieve. Because I know I've even been promising for a while that I'm going to be recording music and all that things, And that was premature, because I realized how much goes into recording something properly, putting a piece of music together, recording and mixing and mastering and all those things, It's like recording techniques that you have to learn, and you have to learn the software that, all the features of the software that help you, produce a quality, recording. Because I've been wanting to do that. I have so many ideas, and I really do put my ideas together. It's just that to realize those ideas, to turn those ideas, develop them, and turn them into a product that you can enjoy, it's gonna take a lot of time for me. And I realized I just need to make the time to make it happen, because that's something I've always wanted to do, is to perform covers and maybe drop one of my own compositions or songs or whatever. Let the world enjoy that, or let you enjoy it, the 12 of you that are regular viewers. So thank you for that. And I actually want to shout out. Okay, there's a guy on Facebook. His name is KT Ramsey, right? And he's a regular viewer of the show. I know that for a fact, and I'm really happy that there's people that I don't even know that watch the show. That's really cool. So shout out to KT. Shout out to Joshua. Shout out to Mikhail, to Warren, to Candace, to Oliver. There's this lady, her name is Andrea or Anthea, I think. Shout out to her as well. She's also a regular viewer, and she sends messages, like she literally sends feedback regarding what I'm saying on the thingy, and that's awesome. And I don't know who else. Honestly, I don't know who else watches. So shout out to all of you guys. You guys are part of, it really feels good to know that there's someone watching, and I'm not just speaking into the abyss, anymore. But yeah, shout out to you guys, and thank you for your support. I really do appreciate that, But yeah. So yeah, I was thinking about that a lot, like time, man. Like, first of all, let's just think about how much time we waste, right? We go to the toilet, for example, right? Now, the toilet is there for you to do your business, right? Whatever it is, if it's a number 1 or a number 2, or what some people call a number 3, I just call it a number 2 because, yeah, I'm not going to go into that. Let's not talk about that. We're trying to keep it clean. But you go in the toilet, but you're on Instagram, scrolling through reels, or you're on TikTok, or it tends to be social media and stuff. I like to do toilet German, which is I open up Duolingo while I'm on the toilet, and then I, go in, I do some German, It's like you say, ich kommt aus Österreich, and you say, I am from Austria. And I'm not, but that's just what I've been practicing, telling people where I'm from. Because my plan is to go there one day. I've dreamt for a long time to go to Germany. Some of my favorite composers are German, like, Beethoven, Bach, Brahms, Mahler. Actually, Mahler's Austrian. I think Mahler's Austrian. But it's the same. I also want to visit Austria. I would love to be there maybe during a Grand Prix weekend for Formula 1. Wouldn't that be insane? To be at the Red Bull Ring. Oh my word. In the Styrian Mountains. Like, oh, man. Europe is there's a lot about Europe that's beautiful, and that's the kind of places that I want to go. A lot of people want to go to like tropical destinations for holiday and stuff, and that's fine, that's just not my cup of tea, because I'm not someone that can really sit still and relax. Maybe I should, but I don't know, man. It's not me. I want to walk around. I want there to be an activity constantly. You know, like that's my idea of holiday. Like I want to be able to tell this story of me being here, or stories, in fact, of what I did to experience the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra. I've been listening to their recordings forever. So I would love to hear, them play something, spectacular, or because they're one of the best orchestras in the world. So why wouldn't you want to go there, Or I want to go to the Nürburgring. The Nürburgring is a track in Germany. I want to go to. There's a lot of places. I don't really know the names of these places, but there's a lot of beautiful places. Even in nature, within the realm of nature. There's like lakes and forests and mountains. Like I want to do all that, man. Come on. I want to go to Leipzig, where what is it, St. Thomas Cathedral is, where Bach used to literally work. Most of his compositions were done at that church. Like working for that church. It was like, dude, wow, man. I want to go there. I want to go to Beethoven's house and Mozart's house. I think Mozart's house is actually in Austria. But anyways, I want to go to that place, man, because then I can also practice German, not practice German, but use what I've been practicing, because I've been learning German solely for that purpose, but also to learn a language, And I think I'm trying to, we all have a brain. You have a human brain. And what that means is you are in possession of the most powerful processing machine in the world. They can't make computers yet that process as much and as fast as our brains do, And yes, you can say, no, I'm much slower than a computer. No, but in terms of the electrical impulses that are firing in your brain and how much activity goes on and how much different activity goes on at the same time in your brain, the brain is a complex machine. It's one of the most complex things in existence, right? But what I'm trying to say here is that you are part of the species that put people on the moon. You are part of the species that came up with smartphone technology, You're part of the species that developed music. So why wouldn't you use your brain as much as you can, That's just my thinking. Because I'm like, okay, I have a brain. And it works. Maybe it doesn't work the way that would be convenient most of the time, to be honest, because I get distracted by stupid things. There's a lot that doesn't interest me, and if it doesn't interest me, I'm probably not going to pay attention to it. A lot of the times I'm not capable of sitting still, even if I try. Even if I'm told to sit still, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. What else? Sometimes I can get hyper fixated on something that has no relevance or importance in life, but there I am, I should be practicing the piano, but let's just figure out this door handle quickly, and that just happens, and then you're also super interested in something for 2 minutes, and then as soon as that third minute starts, you are bored out of your mind, which is it happens often. It's quite disturbing, really. But yeah, so my brain is not, it doesn't work exactly like how I would prefer, but, it's still a brain. It's a good enough brain to learn to play a musical instrument, to learn a language that you're not native to speaking, to, to fill it with knowledge, to fill it with the writings of great people, One of the rules of Jordan Peterson, I have a whole bunch. I have all of them here on my wall. And one of the rules is read something written by someone great, And what I love about that is that you can interpret who that is. Come and see, where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. It's not actually one of the rules that are in the books, because he wrote 2 books that make up, the rules. It's 12 rules and then 12 more rules. But read something written by someone great. That is an important rule, I believe, because first of all, read, man, read. It's good for your brain, it's good for your eyes, it's good for your concentration, it's good for your intelligence. Read, dude. Go, even pause now, go read, Go read for 5 minutes and then you come back. Come watch me again. I'll wait. Nah, I'm not gonna wait, yo. I have things to do. When I'm done with this episode, I'm gonna go fetch my sister at school. She finishes at 12, so I have to leave like 11:15. Not because the school is far, but because the parking situation is atrocious at that school. So I need to go there and literally wait there for like 35 minutes. Most of the time it's 35 minutes, or let's say on average 35 minutes. And then I get there and then I barely find a parking even at that time. School only comes out, at 12 or at 1 on a Friday, or normally if it's because tomorrow's a public holiday, I guess they're finishing at 12. But I get there and even then I have to sort of, scramble for parking, because when the kids come out, it will be impossible to find parking because people are driving through to pick their kids up. So they're trying to find a place to park while other people are coming out. While, people are fighting over parkings, man. And it's stupid. I refuse to fight over parking, man. Come on. I'm trying to live good life here. Good life doesn't involve getting upset because someone took your parking space. That's so stupid, man. It's not your parking space. You didn't claim, like, even if you claimed it, it's not yours, dude. It's a parking space. It has nothing to do with you. Let me not get too fired up about parking. That's ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, I'm not going to wait 5 minutes for you to read. Go and read, pause, read, come back, But read something, man. And it doesn't have to be someone that everybody considers great. You decide what does that word great mean. So first of all, read. Read something written by someone great. And great by your own standards, And people that I consider great are people who have been able to fairly criticize society, people, governments, governmental systems, that spark certain ideas, that spark certain opinions, right? That causes you to start thinking as an individual, right? And people like that, like George Orwell and Aldous Huxley, and Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky is also a terrifying author, man. Like read those people's books if you don't know who someone great is. Jordan Peterson is also a great person, and I love his works, his literary works. He's written 3. I've only read the second and the third one. The first one is apparently very difficult to read, but I'll still get there. Who else is really great? Like Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is a great person. Like, he is so charitable and so focused on making the lives of others better. It's beautiful. It's truly, that's a beautiful goal to have, And the fact that he even like the book that I have, it was a gift from my girlfriend because she's awesome. She bought me this book. It's called Money, Master the Game. And it's all about investing advice. Like, this is how you build generational wealth, This is the blueprint. I've interviewed 50 of the richest people in the world, and I've distilled what the advice that they have, and I've amalgamated it, and here you go. It's in a book. You go ahead, you read that, And it's a thick book. It's like over 600 pages, but he basically he says, like, the fact that you've bought that book has helped feed at least 50 people, So I'm like, that's incredible. So anyways, he's on that mission, to be good. And that just relates to what I said in the previous episode, like how important it is to just be good to others, man. Be good to others. Like, sometimes it doesn't cost you anything to be nice. Sometimes it doesn't cost you to give a thought or a prayer for the next person, But make money, be rich, so that you can do more for others, That's his whole message, actually. He's like, he got wealthy because he grew up in a very, very troubled situation where there was barely food on the table, Some nights he had to go to, go to bed without food, without eating, as growing up as a kid. And even after he became a grown-up, he was living in his car. He was struggling, dude. But then he became wealthy, through dedication, hard work, and opportunities, and taking up the opportunities, which people call luck. And I would say maybe it is luck, but I think it's more the case that preparation met opportunity. And if you're not ready for the opportunity, then it's like you've missed it. Even if you wanted that opportunity, you've totally missed it. So it's like, be prepared. And then whatever opportunity comes your way, you take it, and then that turns into what they call luck. I can't remember who said that. It's a very famous quote. They say luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So the more you prepare, the luckier you'll be. That's the kind of thing. So yeah. Anyways, where was I going with that? Okay, so he's also someone great that I consider great, and that's by my standards. A great person is someone who can affect change on a personal level, but also on a societal level. That's who I consider to be great. So Nelson Mandela is great. Go read Invictus. I would love to read Invictus. I think it's called no, it's not called Invictus. I'm thinking of the movie. What's it called? The Long Walk to Freedom. I think I don't know. Is it a biography of him? But go and read that, man. Or read Robin Sharma's books, or whatever you want, man. But read something written by someone great. So reading. I'm trying to develop my brain, okay? Learning a language, I'm trying to develop my brain because I believe that this is a tool. It's a tool, and it's only once I develop this tool will it be as effective as it can be, And, because there's so many challenges. I'm going to be 28 next week, right? I'm still super young. I still have a lifetime of experiences that are going to come my way, And I need to be prepared for them, whether those are bad experiences or whether those are good experiences. Because like I just said now, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So if I'm prepared, even for something bad or something good, it presents an opportunity in and of itself. So then that allows me, being prepared mentally, to say, okay, I'm sharp. I've kept my tool sharp. I've kept my tool sharper and sharper and sharper. So that when something comes my way, if it's a bad thing, then I can handle it. It's an obstacle that I am capable of overtaking. Otherwise, it's going to take you out. It'll knock the feet from what? I never really paid attention to idioms and to metaphors and that kind of thing. But it's what? Pull the rug from under you, right? Knock you off your feet. Like, you get those things. You get those whipsaws of life that just just takes you out. But if you're prepared for such an eventuality, man, you're gonna be just fine. Even if it does knock you back, you're still gonna be able to overcome that. You're still gonna be able to get through that circumstance or that situation. And you just have to be ready for it, man. It's gonna happen. You can't avoid it. Don't be a coward. Have some bravery. So that's what I tell myself, even. But yeah. So I want to keep my mind sharp. But, you know what? I actually wanted to talk about this. Wow, I actually did have some, not really preparation, but I was thinking today. When you watch this episode, this episode's coming out tomorrow for me, which is Friday, which is the 9th of August, Women's Day, right? So I just want to say to all the women, hey, woman, happy Women's Day. Happy Women's Day. And I think, I'm at St. Andrews School for Boys, and this whole week they've been talking about Women's Day, just giving everybody the prompt to just give a thought to the woman in your life, to give a thought to what they experience in day-to-day life. I would imagine that for a lot of women, life isn't necessarily easy because maybe there's not any sort of support from anyone around them. They have to deal with things on their own, or maybe they are just, most of the time your mother, your grandmother is someone who goes the extra mile for you, and you don't even notice because they're not gonna hold that against you. They're not gonna throw that in your face. They're just gonna be like, I need to take care of this person because I love them, and I love that but it also took me to thoughts of my mom, and they always say you never appreciate someone until they're gone, and I appreciated my mother even when she was here, and now that she's gone, it's I still appreciate it. You can still in day-to-day life, you encounter things, you're like, that was a life lesson, an experience, a conversation that I had with my mother a years ago becomes a life lesson now, when you didn't have the wisdom at the time to realize it, later on you do. And yeah, so I think tomorrow I also just want to celebrate my mother. I want to celebrate my mother. I want to celebrate my sister. I want to celebrate all the ladies that have basically become that mother figure in my life. And it's not one, it's definitely not one. And those people are the best, because they weren't like, oh, here's a chance to be this person's mother. No. They just, without thinking, they were like, here's someone that I care about, that I have a hand in this person's quality of life in any small way. So I appreciate all those people, I really do. And you know who you are. Like, if you're watching, you know who you are. I appreciate you and I care about you. Men, you guys need to flip on. Sorry for my bad language. You guys need to realize that women do so much. I like making jokes. What do they call them? Like jokes about women, man. What, I'm trying to think of the word. Why can't I think of the word? Is it misogynistic? Misogynist? Yeah, I like making misogynistic jokes, but they just jokes, And I see sometimes it does trigger, like when I make a joke about a woman driving. My sister hates that, even my girlfriend, because my girlfriend is also a driver, so she absolutely hates it when I make such derogatory comments about women. But obviously it's just a joke, man. I never mean it, and I always have the utmost respect for women. I really do. Like once I asked my girlfriend, what are you doing here? And she's like, what do you mean? Like, you're here, why aren't you in the kitchen? And she wasn't having it. I thought it was hilarious at the time, but yeah. And it's obviously just a joke, man. Like, I don't truly believe that women belong in the kitchen. I know I don't belong in the kitchen. And I know there's a lot of guys listening now who are like, I know a girl who should never be in the kitchen because it's a disaster in there. So it's not to say all ladies are great cooks, or that they should be the people making food or doing housework or any of that nonsense, man. We're letting go of traditional gender roles, dude. In the place of that, we are putting the new way of doing things, which is, if you're working full time, my wife, and I'm working full time, your husband, then we should split the responsibilities that are normally associated with a housewife type of thing, because it's crazy. Like, there's so many guys out there, there's so many men out there, and they really call themselves men, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a manly thing to do. It's not manly to let your full-time working wife come home, prepare food, clean the place, do that. Like, no, dude. Like, there needs to be balance, If you both full-time workers, dude, come on, man. Or if you're at home all the time and she is out there working, then you need to take care of stuff at home, man. What are you doing? And you hear all these stories about such things. You're like, how is that even possible, man? That, as a man, you're not even gonna step up and say, hey, man, you come home from work, you're tired, I will make food today. I will make food. I get home earlier than you. I will make food. I will make sure the kids are washed and in bed at a certain time. You just relax a little bit, And then you switch around. You take turns, and you figure out how to split the responsibilities based on your situation, man. I just think that's wise. That's something that I really loved about my parents. They had it figured out, man. They had it figured out. And you know what it did for us as boys? Yeah, because there's 3 boys and 1 girl. It's me and my 2 brothers and my sister, right? So we grew up seeing this balance play out. So for us, that comes naturally. That's the norm, right? And you also realize later when you speak to people and you learn how they've grown up and all that, it just was never equal or fair, And I don't think things need to be equal necessarily, but I do think it needs to be fair, I think so what I saw was, okay, my dad also does the dishes. Like, it's not just that only my dad or only my mom did the dishes. My dad also does the dishes. Okay, that's normal. My dad irons clothes as well. Okay, cool. My dad cleans as well. Okay, cool. My dad sometimes has a turn to cook the food, and that was always a frustration for him, and I think it still is, you know. And I get it, because I'm also not comfortable in the kitchen. It's not my kind of environment, But that's not to say that's the case because I'm a man. Um, but I saw all of that play out, and it always seemed normal to me. And then you also learn later in life that it's not normal. It's not normal because in most households, it's like the lady has to take care of so much. And if your mother or wife or girlfriend or grandmother or aunt is in that position, man, just give some love, give some respect, acknowledge their contribution, because it's major. It's major. It's not all about finances. If the man in the house is the one bringing the money in and the woman is doing all these things, that doesn't mean that he's doing a more important job. No. It's both equally important. The nurturing side of things, the thing to make a home is not it's no small thing. The feminine touch is important, and I think we just need to make sure that we're valuing what women do and who they are, because a lot of it goes unsaid. So many women out there are suffering, man, and it's brutal. And some of them are the hardest. I mean, dude, the hardest working people I have ever met in my life have all been women. One of my favorite comedians, Theo Vaughn, he always says, like, the hardest working man he ever knew was his mother. And I love that because it's like you recognize that this person, does an insane job and then comes home and just absolutely crushes everything that needs to be done as well. Okay, the kids need to eat. Let me make food. Let me clean the kitchen. Oh, the house is dirty. Let me clean that quickly. Let me go sleep. Let me get 4 hours of sleep and then wake up early to get everybody done, and then also go to work and have a full day's work and then just repeat the process, Like, dude, that's impressive, man. That not only does that require discipline, but it requires, just, I don't know, the love of the game. The love of the game. So let's respect these people, man. Now you're gonna like swear. You're gonna say, you mother. No, you can never swear at your mother. Are you insane, dude? I can't believe that people do that. Like, the first time I heard that was like a friend of mine. It was a long time ago. I don't even remember the guy's name because we weren't that close. But anyway, so then I'm chilling at his house, and when there's like a domestic dispute at home, it's very uncomfortable to be there as a guest. But anyway, so that happened, and then the guy swear, like he was telling his mother was saying, you need to clean the stuff up when you're done because you like to leave the toys laying around, and then I have to clean it up, So clean up your own mess, basically, which is fair. And then he's like, you, mom, I was like, no. I was like, oh. Yeah, him and I weren't friends after that because I was like, son, you don't swear at your mother. You do not do that. That's your mother does more than what you think, more than what she will say. But anyways, yeah, so I love the fact that at a boys' school, they took this whole week to put that in perspective, because I think oftentimes we forget, as men, as boys, we have our missions. And all men have a mission. All boys have a mission. And sometimes we're so focused on that, we don't recognize the sacrifices, the efforts that are made to facilitate us pursuing those, missions. And let's just appreciate. Let's just say thank you. Thank you, and let's say I appreciate you. Because there's a lot of people like me and my siblings. We can't tell our mother we love her and appreciate her. We can't say thank you because she's not here anymore. When she was here, we did that. We could have, and we did. But now that she's gone, we can't do that. You might still have the opportunity. If your mom is still around, man, that is a superhero right there. So yeah. So I think that's It's a nice way to end it. I kind of want to end it early because I don't want the episodes to be too long. How far are we now? We're 40 minutes. I can still talk a little bit. I think I'll maybe talk for another 5 or 6 minutes. Because I have places to go. I have to go fetch my sister, like I explained. So it's like, okay. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah. So what else? Let me see if I can summarize this episode so far. Baby pea smells like noodles. We've covered that for sure. And now I will never eat noodles again. What else? Women's Day is coming up, so happy Women's Day to all the women. Whether you simply identify as one or you are one, happy Women's Day. And if you... What else? And... Oh, I want to talk about the Olympics, dude. I wanted to talk about the Olympics last week, but I totally forgot. So, I've been watching the Olympics. Now, my sister, for some reason, she's never interested in sports, right? When I'm watching football, she's like, oh, that's boring. Rugby, oh, I'm not watching that nonsense. If I'm watching, like, Formula 1, she's like, oh, that's the same thing over and over and over, which it isn't. It really isn't. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of, like, you know, those guys are insane, but I'm not going to get into that. Anyways, so I've been watching the Olympics, right? And my sister, all of a sudden, she's a huge fan, right? She's a huge fan of, like, the gymnastics. She watched all the gymnastics. It was really cool. Gymnastics is incredible. It is amazing what these people are capable of doing with their bodies, you know, which also leads me to and this is why I love the Olympics, because it reminds me that, you know what, Xavier, your body is a human body. If you watch the Olympics, you can see what a human body is capable of. And if you are only capable of half those things that those people are, then you're still using your body for something amazing. Because it is amazing. It's amazing to be able to run long distances. It's amazing to be able to run really fast. It's amazing to be able to jump and to flip and to do all these things in a very effortful and purposeful way. Like where you're like, I'm going to do this flip and I'm going to do this turn and I'm going to land like this. And I've practiced it and there, boom, I've done it. And then I score points and then I win a gold medal, man. It's like, it is incredible. It's incredible. So, and I think it was, I don't know, was it Socrates or Plato? He said that it is, I'm definitely butchering this quote, but he says, it is a crime to live your life without knowing what your body is capable of. Especially if you're in your youth, man. If you're like teenager up to 30 or 40, that's your window, you know. That's when you're gonna be at your maximum physical ability. Use it. Don't wait until you're 50 or 60 to be like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna walk on the treadmill like at 2 kilometers per hour. You know, maybe that's even too fast for you because you're super old. And then you take a fall and then you break your hip and then you're just out for the count, man. Like, nah. Strengthen your body now. Keep it strong forever. How about that? Because eventually our bodies do fall apart when we're old, man. That happens. And then what are you going to do? What are you going to do when your eyesight starts failing? What are you going to do when you need to, you know, run, in an emergency situation and then you're so slow because your body's so weak that you don't survive whatever it is, or that somebody is harmed as a result of your inability to use your body, you know? But anyways, what I'm saying is your body is going to fail at some point, man. But keeping fit, keeping physical really, you know, prolongs your ability to use your body effectively, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I do tell you to do a lot of things, man. Sorry, man. You know, you do what you want, okay? I'm just sharing with you what's on my mind. Just things that come up. But yeah, the Olympics are insane. I know a lot of people were upset about the opening ceremony. I couldn't care less, dude. I'm not here to be offended by things, man. It's so stupid. Like here's what I find crazy, right? Do you guys really think that God is offended by what people say and do? Do you know what I mean? Like people really, like, it's like secondhand outrage. you're gonna be offended on behalf of somebody else. Like, it doesn't offend you personally. It's not aimed directly at you and who you are. But because of what you believe, you're like, you can't do that. Nah, man, it's silly, dude. It's silly, you know. And even if it is meant to be malicious, does it really change anything? Is it gonna disturb your faith? You know, if somebody makes fun of your religion or parodies your religion, is that gonna ruin what you believe in? Is God gonna be like, oh, you know what, guys, I'm done being God because you so ungrateful. You guys offend me at every turn, and I'm done. You really think God is gonna do that? People will get so upset. It's ridiculous, man. Like, there was a scene where you could see it was like the Last Supper, and everyone at the Last Supper was maybe in drag or something, And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And definitely, I was like, oh wow, look at this, It's something novel, but people get outraged. And don't you see that maybe that was their intention, and you gave them what they wanted? You literally gave them what they wanted. They wanted people to talk about this thing. They wanted to make it an unforgettable opening ceremony for the Olympics. And you know what? Because you can't handle your emotions and you can't apply wisdom to things happening where you're like, oh, that's happening, but that has nothing to do with me. It doesn't change anything about who I believe in. It doesn't change anything about what I believe. Yes, it makes a mockery of God, but why should that upset me? God doesn't care about that. Do you think God is concerned with what people say and do about him? Nah, he's God, dude. He created everything. He doesn't care. He doesn't care what you eat. He doesn't care what you say. You can, I know that there's a lot that, it's disrespectful to be blasphemous. That's one thing. And I think, okay, that's fine. I get that. But there's so many times where the Last Supper, that image, which is painted by Da Vinci, by the way. Let's just get that straight. There's no one was there to take a picture or take a painting, make a painting while Jesus and the disciples were sitting at supper. This was a depiction, an artist's depiction. But that's been done by, if you look at some movie posters, especially where there's or even series. Let's talk about series, actually, where there's a lot of, I need to go now. Come and see the time. Yeah. I'm going to have to rush soon, but I just want to finish this point. If you look at some posters or like some, like just the cover of a series, you'll see like there's the main character where Jesus is, and there's the supporting characters around them in that shape of Da Vinci's Last Supper, man. It's like, okay, how does that upset you? Why does that offend your religion? It's not as if that was how everybody sat at the Last Supper. We don't know how they sat at the Last Supper. That was just Da Vinci's vision of that. And Da Vinci was just paid to make this painting, dude. It's not it's not like divine inspiration struck Leonardo da Vinci. He's like, I need to show the world how Jesus sat with his disciples. Like, no, dude. He was asked to fill a space. That's all. It's like, Da Vinci, we're going to give you lots of money, okay? Take your time, but paint this wall, man. Paint this wall with something from the Bible. And now you're upset because people at the Olympics were in drag and standing in that way, sitting in that way. Come on, man. Your faith is stronger than that, dude. You cannot react to everything. They're taking advantage of you. They're controlling your mind. They're controlling your actions. And you don't even realize it. Because what you've done is you've immortalized this opening ceremony, Paris 2024 Olympics. Don't do that. How about you just not take things personally or get upset or get offended on behalf of God? Come on, man. You have to realize how silly that is. Come on. So anyways, I know I'm going to get into trouble for saying that, but I don't care. You guys, your words can't hurt me. Literally, your words cannot hurt. I mean, if you want to punch me, that's going to hurt. Please don't punch me. But if you want to, it will hurt. So, but I'm gonna punch you back. Unfortunately, self-defense. If you're gonna punch me, dude, punch me back. Unless you're a woman, but then don't punch me if you're a woman. That's just unfair because then I can't hit you back. I mean, I can, but I won't. But anyways, let me get out of here. Need to go fetch my sister at school. But yeah, so have a wonderful day or whatever it is, wherever you're watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Follow the podcast on Spotify. And somebody hit that notification bell so that whenever I post, then you'll be the first to know. I think that'll be cool. So yeah, be good to yourself. Be good to others, more importantly. And yeah, happy Women's Day.